What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from Elimination TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on all social medias, Twitter and Instagram at Elimination TV. And let's get into the challenge. Now, listen, I had to take a nap. I'm getting old in age, so sometimes I'll be getting tired midday, and I need to take a nap. So I took a nap. Then when I woke up, the cable was not recording the first 15 minutes of the challenge. So I don't know what happened. And I literally had to start on the end tail of Johnny's run in the obstacle course, which, by the way, looked phenomenal. Now, I don't know how well I would have did in this situation. I think I probably would have chickened out because it's so freaking high. But I don't know. You never really know until you actually go through a situation. But that's neither here nor there. According to everyone watching Johnny, Johnny does well. But what I need y'all to do real quick, I need y'all to let me know what happened. Put it in the comments. I love reading y'all comments. Let me know what happened. Yes. Then we have Baby Daddy come through. Y'all already know Baby Daddy number one anyway is Kylan. Kylan's just amazing at the challenge, and I want him to win one of these soon. I need y'all to do me a solid though. Definitely leave comments below. Leave questions for Kylan below. And if you can hashtag Kylan in the comments, so I can, as I surf through the comments, I can see that you're asking Kylan a question. Put hashtag Kylan and then whatever your question is, and then who knows, I might ask one of your questions. As we're on episode 11, and Kylan and I were supposed to do like a every other episode kind of a situation, or at least that's what we kind of had talks about doing, but it just never worked out. He's been traveling the world and all sorts of things. So he had texted me today. It was like, my bad, blah, 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 traveling the world, blah, blah, blah. That's not what he said. I'm paraphrasing. But anyways, he still wants to do an interview, and I still want to do an interview. I got some questions. Like, even in this episode, we don't see Kylan politicking with any dudes. None at all. We still see Corey talking to Nehemiah, and we have yet to figure out, is this conversation of a potential alliance or whatever this is between Nehemiah and Corey is going to amount to anything. They've been talking since episode 1. We have yet to see Kylan talk to anyone. We see him kissing on Nia though, which kind of got on my nerves. But anyway, Kylan does his obstacle course, and according to Johnny, he went first, and Kylan was able to see what Johnny did and perfect it. And so, hey, it is what it is, baby. Going first is not the best way to handle things, especially in the challenge, because people get to see what you do. And the last person always is, I feel like, the benefit, because you get to see what everyone did and what you should not do. Kylan does well. I'm happy for him. Nia's in the rafters talking about, ooh, he turning me on. Child, he turned me on too, Nia, but what you gonna do about it, boo? Nothing. Then we have Cara. Then we have Nia. Then we have Olivia. They all DQ. What in the hell? I'm really shocked at Cara, of all people. People praise this woman like she is the best thing since sliced bread. But as we saw back in season 39, Michelle got rid of her ass during an elimination. So for me, and that's when Cara called her out. What she say? Orange Jacket, come to the pulpit. Come to the stage, and she lost to Michelle. So I can't really count on Cara to do much of anything now. I love Cara, but her action is not speaking louder than her words. Aviv is what? She's 4 feet or 4'2", whatever people say she is. She's tiny, but she packs a punch. She, on my screens, is the first girl to make it through. And then we have Theo, fine ass, in them tight ass shorts. Just love it. Love the view. But he's trolloping along at his pace, really taking his time. He's a tall man. So, he's not putting the little token things in the bag. He's carrying them and putting them in between places to get through it. Whatever. He makes it through. Then we get this, barrage of like people going through. Nehemiah makes it. Corey makes it. Well, we didn't see Corey at the end make it, but Corey made it. Laura made it. Derek makes it. Other people makes it. Rachel makes it. And I'm like, okay, this is cute or whatever. It's nice. Then we see Michelle goes and Johnny's like, oh, she's not going to make it up the ladder. She's not going to do it. And of course, well, not of course, but she doesn't do it. And Johnny and what's the boy name? Josh, JJ, they laugh, because they think it's funny. Then Tori goes, and I'm expecting Tori to make it through this, and she does, makes it through. She drops, though, coming off the rope, and she has to collect herself, get herself back together. Then we see this, post-confessional interview where Cara is praising Tori. Let's be clear. Cara going up against Tori, I'm banking on Tori any day. Tori is the new Cara in my mind. Not stat-wise, but it just seems like all of the people that have come back that have been praised over the decades, the Jordans, the Darrells, the Caras, the Johnnies, the Laurels, out of all of them, the only one that still seems to perform to the status quo of what they've created for themselves is Laurel first, okay? Because she's still winning bitches and still competing and still making it happen. And then CT would be like the second on that list. Brad has been doing horrible. Darrell has been doing horrible. Johnny can't make it to a final. Jordan hasn't made it to Jordan will probably be third. But you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like all these people that have built up the foundation of the challenge are crumbling at these new people's knees and feet, and they're not performing well. So Tori is the new, like Cara. Who do y'all think would be like the new Laurel? Outside of Laurel, because Laurel's still doing things. I'm curious about what y'all would have to say. Kylan ends up winning. I'm not shocked. It's nice. I love Kylan is building up his resume on these daily wins. Because baby, looking at Michelle's and Naya's daily wins, whoo, what? So Kylan is building up his stats in his challenge career, and I'm liking that. Jenny is winning. She ends up winning as well. And I'm like, child, that sucks for the LOL girls, the ladies of leisure, because, bitch, none of them are like, what? Jenny has been painted out to be like the least favorite out of all of Era 4. And now Jenny is about to seek and get her revenge, okay? Theo is the last, which means he gets a penalty on the next challenge. And then Naya is the last girl, so she's automatically going into the paint. And she has potentially the ability to go against Michelle or Olivia. Now, I'm having the feeling that Naya, even though we didn't see this on the screens, told Kylan, baby daddy, hey, I want to go up with Michelle. I think I could beat her, or whatever the case may be. To be quite honest, I think that Naya would have probably had a better chance against Olivia. Even though Olivia is a fierce, I don't know, is she fierce? Olivia is Olivia, but I think she would have had a better shot against Olivia. Because let's be clear, Michelle beat Cara. So, the stats ain't statting for me. I would have went against Olivia, no shade. But it is what it is. Naya had her pick, unfortunately. So we get this moment where they zip to the Doodah Day to, the club or whatever, wherever they drink or whatever they do. Michelle walks up to Kylan and is like, look, I don't care what you do. It's all good. No blood, spilled. I'm still going to rock with you. I think you're a good guy. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm glad Michelle is saying this because Michelle played the hell out of him in season 39. So to be honest, Michelle need to be licking his scrotum. You know what I'm saying? Because she is the reason why, Kylan had a miserable time season 39. So yes, you better not care what he does. You know what I'm saying? In my mind. But at the same time, I'm glad they're being adults and they can get over it. Okay, skip to the Doodah Day. Then we get Olivia talking to Johnny. And Johnny made a comment calling Olivia a snake of a friend and blah, 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 blah. And Olivia felt slighted about that because, like Michelle, Olivia went against her girl code and picked a side and opted to go, on the Michelle train and kick and boot Nerese, Kylan, and Horacio, her road dog, out, right? So Johnny played on that and was like, oh, she's a snake, da-da-da-da. So Olivia feels some sort of way. She ends up talking to Johnny about it, and Johnny's pleading the fifth, like, oh, did I say that? Then, of course, we get the clip where he said that. And then Johnny, being Johnny, just goes ahead and decides to make a spectacle, a huge camera TV moment, and decides to call out Jordan to Naya. and decides to call out Tori to the rest of the house. Tori is the only one that gets up to defend herself. Um, and, that's cute, but Tori doesn't really have much to say at the end of the day. Tori is in bed with a lot of these men, and there aren't a lot of men that will say her name except for Johnny. Johnny calls this out, and I don't know why he thinks this is like a detriment to her game. Is really not. It's just pointing out the fact that you don't really have a lot of people behind you except for your Johnny's Angels, right? But saying that to Naya really has Naya taking a seat back behind this whole Jordan situation. Mind you, I already know that you all think that Jordan is this racist and da 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 and this and that and the third. And that makes me wonder, did Jordan get into bed with Naya because he was painted as a racist and just wanted to get with a black woman? And then at the same time, if he really was this horrible person, why would Naya even care remotely about Jordan? So are y'all getting it wrong or is Naya getting it wrong? That's my question to y'all. But regardless, a scene is made, and I'm like, okay, can we get past this? All the while, Jordan and Corey are laughing and not saying anything. And I'm actually shocked at the fact that Theo didn't really come to Olivia's back in the edited episode that we saw. He gets close eventually, but it's not like, well, what could he really say in that moment? He could really say a lot of things in that moment. Be the man that Olivia wants you to be, in my mind. But whatever, they're still together. So, I mean, this didn't harm them. But I digress. We get to a point now where everyone's talking to everyone. Rachel takes it upon herself to talk to baby daddy to Corey. And he's like, yeah, I want to work with you. I want there to be a top four. We got to be thinking about our top four. So I would like for you and, Nehemiah to be a part of that. And I'm like, okay. Then we get this long segment where Nehemiah is walking out shirtless. Now, mind you, I didn't know Nehemiah was that thin and that fit at the same time. But Nehemiah was looking Nehemiah-licious, all right? So then Corey and Nehemiah talk, and Nehemiah's like, yeah, I'm down. I could work with her. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, is Rachel really going to defend Nehemiah? I don't think so. I really don't. Because out of the men that are left, we have Jordan, we have Josh, we have, why didn't Michelle throw in Josh? We have Jordan, we have Josh, we have Theo, we have Kylan, we have Johnny, we have Corey, we have Nehemiah, we have Derek. Not a whole lot of men left to choose from, but whatever. It is what it is, I guess. Naya then goes to Johnny because she's impressionable and she can be easily influenced. And Johnny is like, yeah, this is what happened. Mind you, before that, we get to see after that, we see a group of people discussing that Jordan did say who his top four were. And the people that were in the room that were a part of the top four didn't deny it. So now Naya is peaked, her antennas are going off, and she has a conversation with Jordan. Now, Jordan does give her a very very political answer, as Naya claimed it or described it to be very political. And I'm like, Jordan, what's good? Now, we already know that Jordan is an a-hole when it comes to this challenge, and he wants to win, and he only wants to be paired up and partnered with women that win. Okay. When he was with the girl, I forget her name. Y'all know I'm bad with names. I think her name was Chastity or Carmichael, whatever her name was. He berated her viciously on TV, and it was really, really bad. It was really, really bad. So I can imagine him not wanting to be in a partner situation with Naya, because let's be clear, Naya's track record isn't recording and or tracking, okay? Naya is pretty to look at, and I'm glad that she's gotten over her vape situation and, her health is back in order, but she's not a challenged princess by no means. I'm gonna read their stats in a minute. And so, Naya gets the vibe that Jordan is trying to placate her. He's like, yeah, I just hope I don't have to choose between you, Laurel, and Tori. Baby, you're nowhere on his list, okay? Clearly, you are nowhere on his list, right? And you're gonna prove to him at the end of this episode why, right? But you're nowhere on his list, and I'm glad that she gets to realize this and decide to make moves moving forward. She proclaims that if she wins, which we all know that she's not, the challenge or the elimination, then she's gonna throw him out. I love some of y'all be getting in y'all feelings when I know that these people are going to lose, like Darrell and Naya. And then some of y'all be in y'all feelings because y'all know I'm pro-black, but these two people are black. I don't care. If they're not winning, I'm not praising them. You know what I'm saying? If their track record is losing all the time, why am I praising them? I don't give a damn if you white, Puerto Rican, black, Asian. I don't care. Like, well, no, I do care. I do. I am pro-black and would choose my black winners over everyone else. Let's be clear. But if they suck, they suck. You know, I like CT too. Sometimes CT can be an ass, but when he's a great guy and he's CT daddy bod, I'm on his team all day because he wins. You know what I'm saying? And I used to like Laurel too, but after this season and All Stars 4, let's be clear, she was an asshole. So, you know, my feelings for people are based on how heroic they behave in the challenge. And if they actually are winning challenges, then that's when I'm like stroking them off. But if they're not and they're losing, I'm like, miss me with all that. So that's how I feel about Nia. Miss me with all that. She's pretty gowns, but pretty loser. You know? Nia says she doesn't trust Jordan. I'm like, okay, girl. Then we see this clip of Corey swimming. Now, I don't know if Corey has like an editor that's like in love with him or whatever the case may be, but no matter what, Corey has been in every single episode, whether a glimpse of his chest, a glimpse of his cakes, whether he's in the storyline or not. Corey has been in every freaking episode of the challenge season 40. And I'm all for it because we know I love, you know, we love some Corey. And I want him to win so badly. He's, boy, that man's so fine. And he be putting out the work. He be beating people in elimination. He beat Derek as an elimination. Corey is that dude. Don't sleep on Corey. So I was appreciative of the swim scene is all I'm saying. Then let's talk about Nia and Michelle's stats. So looking at Michelle's stats, right? She has 7 daily wins, 6 eliminations before this season. 6 eliminations, 4 wins and 2 losses. And she's won $5,000, right? Then we get to I wonder if challenge battle of the okay. So then we get the Challenge USA, and she got 1 daily win and 2 eliminations, 1 win, 1 loss. Boom. Now let's get to Nia. Let's see Nia. So Nia, Michelle got 8 wins and 5 elimination wins. Let's get to Nia. Nia has 4 wins and 5 elimination wins. Like, their stats both aren't statting, but let's be clear. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have chose Olivia. Like, you know what I mean? Like, thinking about the stats, I would have chose Olivia. You know? So fast forward and we get to the elimination round, and it has to deal with math and equations. Automatically, Nia lost. And who ends up winning? Michelle. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like, you know, her track record is track recording. It's not. Nia spent all this time trying to get all the equations together. And, you know, Kylan and Nehemiah are yelling at her like, well, not yelling, but they're like, come on, Nehemiah. If in my mind, if my proclaimed man, because this broad used the L word talking about love regarding my baby daddy. So if you are that in love, okay, then I would have been screaming out equations like 5 + 5 + 7 = 17 + 15. What is it, babe? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? And it would have been that. Why? Because there has not been one elimination where the sideline whores have not helped the people that they want to help. So I just would have read the equation, would have went back to baby daddy. It's this. What's the answer, boo? Okay. And then would have came back. There was nothing said that would have been a disqualifying thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I love Michelle, but bump that. And mind you, Jenny is laughing at these hoes because she like, well, I don't really care which one of y'all go in there because none of y'all really liked me and y'all can get to going. I'm here for Jenny on that. I am. Because none of the girls liked her in her era. So I'm happy that Jenny got to get her get back. And then Michelle's like, oh, come off of that. We respected you. We cared about you. Girl, miss me with all that. No, y'all didn't. MTV made it very clear that Jenny was always on the low totem pole of y'all's era. So I don't want to hear it, Michelle. Jenny, get your lip back, boo. And it was what it was. She got her lip back. Anyway, Michelle is in there. And I would have loved to see Nia tell Michelle, get Jordan out of here. But Michelle picks Jordan, Johnny, and Nehemiah. I would have picked Jordan, Johnny, and Josh. That would have been the lineup. I don't know what Michelle was thinking. I don't know. I have no idea. But that would have been the lineup for me. Nehemiah never came or pressed you. And Nehemiah and Naya are close. So how is that even remotely possible? But whatever, I digress. Hopefully next episode, I'll be able to see the full episode, but I don't think I missed much, not really. And Kylan, we need to talk. So hashtag Kylan in the comments and leave your question for Kylan. I love y'all. Deuces.